Hello, everybody, and welcome to Ladies of the PGS. I'm your host, and of course, we have Lorena Creole with us tonight. Lorena, Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to you as well, my dear. I trust you had a good one.
Yes, it was a great New Year celebration. I am so excited for 2023. How about you, Lorena?
I am. I say bring it on.
Absolutely. Something, Lorena, 2022 was such an unusual year. We saw things and witnessed things I don't think we've ever seen before in entertainment. So many changes,
hmm
so many, reinstatements and then uninstatements. It was like a roller coaster ride, but I kind of think to myself, that's okay. Life is about change, and we have the most incredible things coming up for 2023. Lorena, I can't even begin to tell you how excited I am for what's in store. You and I have been talking all year about what would be coming out this year. And I
hmm
did want to mention to everybody watching, of course, we're going to be talking about the movies, TV, and video games. If we can actually fit all this in an hour, which
Yeah,
I
this
doubt.
is a lot. Mhm.
For 2023 that just are so exciting to us. And, I couldn't help but start with something that I thought was, maybe perhaps in the realm of entertainment that we've been waiting for, something that I think is going to be feeding another type of, entertainment value for us. We've had
Mhm.
a lot of different shows that focus on so many different things, but absolutely nothing can quench the thirst that this next film, honestly, that I just can't wait for this thing. And of course, I am talking about it, guys. I can't stop talking about Cocaine Bear.
I can't. I cannot believe this is not a Florida man story. Um, number one, but a bear on a cocaine rampage, and that it's I believe it's based on a real story. It's so ridiculous. It has like Tiger King, gotta slow down and watch this train wreck kind of vibes. I hope this movie does not take itself seriously because I'm just ready to laugh and see just what kind of craziness happens.
Yeah, it is going to be something different. And we've kind of talked about entertainment value and aesthetics. And sometimes we see different things that are, outside of the box. Raina, this can't be more outside of the box than, I don't know what. This is just unbelievable what they're trying to accomplish with this story. It's almost as if you don't know whether to take it serious or whether it's like a prank or something.
Yeah, it's kind of like Sharknado. You
Yes.
know,
Exactly.
like who
I would
wants to
I would
watch
kind of put it in
that?
that category. And Sharknado didn't necessarily make it to the theaters, or did it? I don't know. I think it was only on the Sci-Fi Channel. Remember how Sci-Fi
Yeah, I believe so.
was so known for these types of films that a lot of people just wouldn't take seriously necessarily, Lorena. But we all watched Sharknado 1, 2, and 3. We
Great.
all watched it. What do you think is the fascination behind this? It feels very serious, but at the same time, I almost feel like it could be kind of, making a statement, maybe even. What do you think, Lorena?
I think it's just first of all the unpredictability of nature. Number one. Number two, you have one of the apex predators high on cocaine. It's not like this is cocaine lizard or a cocaine squirrel or, cocaine seagull or something like that. This is a bear, an animal that can absolutely kill you. But just what's going to happen with people interacting with it? I think the unpredictability of nature and the fact that it's a predator, I think is what is which just adds to the oh my god, I have to figure out what happens with this. I just think people are ready to laugh at some of the most hilarious, over the top types of films, and this is in the category if it's so crazy. I want to say it's probably as stupid crazy as The Hangover if you think about it.
It is, but it has certainly grabbed a lot of attention without even trying to. Obviously, we know this is some poor bear that has accidentally ingested cocaine. I think it might be set in the 80s before the stuff was, cut up and messed up, and drugs were just, it was pure stuff.
Mhm.
This poor bear is, on a high, but some of the names in it. This was the film, from what I was told yesterday, the last film that Ray Liotta made. Um,
Ah,
and along with Kerry Russell, who's been she's been in television for ages. It's
yes.
kind of, they're not unknown names.
No, even the director, who's Elizabeth Banks, that name is very familiar, as well. So here's hoping that they've put something together and delivered just some over the top funny performances for this.
Yeah, I think we're going to be in store for a treat. It's certainly something we don't see every day. And if this is what we need to see to entertain us and really just kind of look at entertainment and have a laugh, I'm excited for it. The next film, Lorena, that I think is definitely going to grab some attention is Creed.
Hmm.
Um, I'm so excited for this film in a way that I haven't been excited before. I'm not quite sure why I am so fascinated at this point with it, but I feel like we need something like this to for us to cheer behind, fighters. It's incredibly toxic male orientated, two very attractive, very fit men. I think this film is going to be highly successful. There isn't anything else coming out like it, in this year that I know of. What are your thoughts about Creed for this year?
Well, I'll preface this by saying that I have not seen Creed 1 and 2, not because I did not want to see it. Um, I just didn't get around to. I'm a big fan of the Rocky franchise, so it would follow that I would want to see this. I wasn't really high on seeing it. It wasn't really high on my radar until I saw the trailer. And I saw the trailer in the theater, which looked even more amazing. So, like you said, these fit men, it's a story of redemption and family. It looks to be a really, really deep movie. So I'm glad that this one is on your list. It's definitely on my list to watch. And who doesn't want to watch fit men boxing? I mean, really, who
Yes,
doesn't?
you are so right about the trailer, Lorena. This was a beautiful trailer. You could see how, this was not just a battle between two fighters, but between two men who were friends. And their story is very compelling.
Mhm.
There's a lot at stake at this fight. It's absolutely beautiful. They look very well conditioned. This is going to be a fight of their lives. And that's exactly what we want in a boxing film. I think that this is
Mhm.
going to be quite remarkable. People are going to talk about this. This is so exciting to see sort of a return to this style of writing and storytelling. It almost feels like it's down to the heart and soul of what so many of these fighters are facing just in general. Boxing in your local boxing place, and then making so much money at that point, and what's at stake when you do. It really is compelling story. I think we're going to see fantastic performances out of both men in the film, and I just am so pleased that this is kind of getting a showcase right now at a time where I think more attention can be focused on it. So I'm just over the moon for this film as well. But there's more films. I'm just so excited of all these films, Lorena. I can't even contain myself. Okay, so the next film that I want to talk about, it's kind of ironic that this film is coming out because there seems like there's a lot of chatter about the game that started it all,
Mhm.
only to have a movie finally, that is focusing on Dungeons and Dragons. And of course, there's a lot of us in the community who are Dungeons and Dragons fans. I obviously played the game and watched the cartoon, as a kid, and then they throw in Chris Pine
Chris
into
Pine.
gosh, yeah, yeah. This is gonna be a trip down memory lane, and we're gonna be laughing and joking. It reminds me sort of a movie version of Vox Machina. I don't know if you've got a chance to see a little bit of that.
No, I haven't.
It is an anime version maybe of this, or loosely based, but this is going to be a fun film. What do you think, Lorena?
Well, I love the cartoon. I did not play the games. I had friends that would play the games, but I just never really got into it. But love the cartoon. Oh my gosh, love the cartoon. As for the movie itself, eh, I like Chris Pine, so I'll probably see it during a matinee. It won't be high on my list, but one of those eventually I have to get to, mainly because Chris Pine.
Well, you and I were talking the other day about films that had actors in it that we would absolutely go to see the film. And, there aren't a lot of actors out there like that. But for me, and I'm sure you agree with this, Chris Pine is absolutely one of those actors. What do you think?
Oh, he absolutely is.
I think he's going to be great in this. We really are going to be in for a treat. I'm just so glad that this is coming out now. I think that we're going to be seeing another side of Chris Pine. He showed that he can play so many different types of characters. I'm really impressed with what he can do. And, I'm ready for all of whatever is going to be entailed in this. It's supposed to be about thieves. And of course, this is Dungeons and Dragons. So this should be very interesting. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a great film. I'm not going to, I promised myself I wouldn't take it too seriously because we're supposed to be enjoying this film, just kind of have a laugh at Dungeons and Dragons in this kind of modern interpretation of it, I guess. So it should be a lot of fun. Another film that probably not too many people are looking forward to, but I am, is a comedy film. And although I didn't know it was a comedy, but
Hmm.
I have to give them a lot of credit for even deciding to create this film. A lot of people have concerns about it, but I have to see this because it is just so different, maybe on the level of Cocaine Bear, because we were not expecting to see a movie about Barbie. This is not anything I think anybody would have said, would be coming out, but I have to see what this film is about. It's a comedy. I think that it would be very interesting. I love Barbie. What do you think, Lorena?
Okay, let's put it to you like this. I had the Barbie dream house. I had the Barbie townhouse. I had the Barbie Corvette. I had the Barbie camper. I had the Barbie plane. I must have had, I don't know how many incarnations of Barbie dolls. The only thing I didn't have that was Barbie was, well, I think I only had one Ken doll, and he was the butler because my Barbie was dating G.I. Joe. That's just how the scenario is with me. I can't wait to see this movie. I hope it's just fun. It doesn't take itself seriously. But I will say, as a Barbie collector, and like I'm sure you are too,
Yes.
I believe we're going to be extra critical with things that we see in this. If it doesn't seem like Barbie or things that Barbie would do, I don't think it's going to go over well. So they are going to have to nail that whole aesthetic. I mean, everything down to probably, her showing up half naked because she didn't get dressed right or something.
I agree with you, Lorena. I still want to get my Barbie camper back. I can't stop talking about how much I enjoy my Barbie camper. It had, like a flip down bed. It had a full, kitchen. It was just fantastic. She went all over the world in that camper. I can't stop thinking about it. It was one of the toys that was so wonderful. So I hope Margot Robbie delivers in this. And I agree with you. It has to be true to form to what we expect Barbie doing. She should be at the beach. There should be certain things that Barbie would do. And I think that it'd be fun to kind of explore that. And like you said, we're not going to take it too seriously, but we want to enjoy it. Maybe the first incarnation of a
Mhm.
film like this that we maybe have been waiting for, but didn't know it. Now, I am going to get really, really serious on this film. This is a
Okay.
very different style film. Obviously,
Mhm.
somebody who was so profound. And we are science nerds. We're both in the science field,
Yes.
Lorena. So, and for those of you out there who understand what I'm talking about, of course, the film is Oppenheimer. And I started to think, Lorena, that there aren't a lot of people, let's say the generations after us, who may even know who Oppenheimer is.
I know I know for the longest time I didn't know who he was until I believe I saw a movie called Fat Man and Little Boy.
Yes.
Now I did know about the Manhattan Project. Did know about that. But Oppenheimer's name for some reason had never really been dropped, and I didn't find out until later in life who he was. So I knew everything around what he was working on, but I haven't seen a movie like this that completely centered around him and what it is that he did and the type of weapon that got unleashed upon the world because of his work. To bring it to kind of like a personal note, for those of you who don't know how brutal World War II was, especially in the Pacific Theater, my grandfather, after V-Day in Europe, was actually going to get sent to the Pacific Theater. And in Washington, they had to make a decision. They had to say, with all the casualties that they were having, they were like, we could eliminate a lot of American casualties if we drop this bomb.
Wow.
And that was the outcome. Remember, they had dropped two, one on Hiroshima and one on Nagasaki. And
Mhm.
my grandfather said that if they had not done that, he really did not believe he would have survived
Oh,
being sent to the Pacific Theater. So a lot of those veterans are not around anymore. So I would highly suggest going to check this out, because like you and I are science nerds. It's
yes.
like we kind of knew that, you know, around all that, but that's just kind of like a personal note. If you can find a vet from World War II, especially those who were in the Pacific, and you ask them about this and the effect that it had.
Yeah, I'm so glad you mentioned that. And of course, we always are so grateful to the veterans out there who are watching and everybody who is in service now. Thank you for your service. And for those who have
Absolutely.
served, certainly they were so involved in this program as well, putting their lives at risk time and time again, pretty much 24/7 during this whole thing as well. And so I think that a film like this could spur a lot of conversation, just like what you were telling us about your family and your family's heritage and their role in the war. It's so important to remember these things, Lorena. Thank you for sharing that.
You're
And
welcome.
this is really wonderful to see a film like this come out. I hope we see a lot of discussions about this film because it is really incredibly important, for all of us to acknowledge the role that Oppenheimer played and everyone else as well during this time. So I'm really looking forward to this one. I know one of the PGS members, Darth Plato, is also looking forward to that one as well. I think we talked
Ah,
a little bit. So that's going to be enjoyable. And I do want to move to another film, which is perhaps not as historically significant, but Wild Horses couldn't keep me from the theater, Lorena, for this next film. There is, nothing that is going to keep me away from
uh-oh.
seeing this film.
Whoo. Yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah. Yeah. How do we even explain the film? I went to see the first one because Momoa was in it,
Yes.
and
Mhm,
I'm going to see the second one because Momoa is in it, and I'm not
mhm.
ashamed to say that. I'm not. I think it's great when you have an entertainer that we can see and enjoy, and just, enjoy the idea of there actually being an Aquaman. This is fun. We're supposed to go to movies and have fun. And I think that Momoa will deliver the same way he delivered in the first film.
He certainly will. Despite the fact that a certain Aqua lady might show up. Like you with the first movie, the only reason that I saw it was to see Jason Momoa, because as far as I was concerned, Aquaman was just a dude that talked to fish. And if you've ever seen the Justice League cartoons, he's always, riding on two dolphins, and it seems like they only call him like at the last minute or something like that. So I wasn't really that interested until I found out that Jason Momoa was cast, and then I didn't care about the plot. at all. I was just watching Jason Momoa. So yeah, yeah, I will completely go and see this because whatever Jason Momoa is in, I am going to watch it.
Yeah, and it is very interesting to say he might be another artist, at least for me and for you, where we are compelled to go to the theater and see his performance. I think he's wonderful on camera. I think he's fantastic. I recently watched a film with him and Bruce Willis, and I think you and I were talking about it, and he was remarkable in that too. I think Momoa has so much talent, um,
Hmm.
so I can't wait to see what other he whatever he makes. Honestly, I'm just going to be honest about it.
Hmm.
I'm fine with whatever he decides to star in. I'm just so happy that he is here, and I'm going to take what I can get because it has been kind of a bumpy few months. And I'm not going to turn down something like that when I see him. He's never, as far as I'm concerned, I'm just glad
Hmm.
he's here. Let's just put it that way.
I get you.
Now,
Hmm.
the next film is one that I think both you and I are extremely excited about, especially after this incredible Christmas special.
Ah, yes.
It was remarkable. We both are. I still am enjoying that Christmas special. It was done so well. It put you in the Christmas spirit, and it certainly did make me feel pretty good because when I saw, um, you know, let's say that other film where they were in, and I kind of didn't like their appearance in it. I kind of can forget that now because
Hmm.
Christmas special made me realize that they are back to true form. Guardians of the Galaxy is going to be a fantastic film, just like the first one, the first two. What do you think, Lorena? What are you expecting from this film?
At first, I wasn't really particularly looking forward to it. Again, like you, with the movie that they showed up in, we got a Space Mountain with a software update and an infrastructure update for the Guardians of the Galaxy ride at Epcot at Disney. So it was okay. It was all right. It was okay.
Mhm.
But yeah, when I saw the Christmas special, I'm like, okay, all right, maybe I'll go see it. And then saw the trailer, which is what a trailer should be like because Disney's trailers have been ass for a really long time. This trailer did exactly what it was supposed to do. I am so worried about Rocket. And it seems like something bad is going to happen to them, but just the exposition, they just do enough in the trailer, but they don't give it away. But it's enough to make me hyped to see this movie.
Absolutely. And I think what we're going to see is going to be, they're going to bring back that movie magic feel that Guardians of the Galaxy has,
Hmm.
where the ensemble cast, I mean, of course, it has a lot, the film, as you said, has a lot of soul, has a lot of meaning to it. But the ensemble, when they're together, you can see how tight and how close the family is. They are, they have each other's back. Who doesn't want to see a story about a group like this? We all want to be a part of this group, right? Like I'd want to be part of this team.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that none of them have lost their individuality. They're still who they are. They're never going to stop being themselves. This is just a bunch of people who are happy with one another, and they want to have adventures. And
Hmm.
this is what it is. This is how I'd like to go through the galaxy with a group like this. I think they're
Hmm.
wonderful, and they do set a good example as well. So
Hmm.
there is that. So this is going to be a lot of fun to see. It's coming out in May, so it's probably going to be one of those summer blockbusters, Lorena. I'd like
Hmm.
to hope, that it will be.
Hmm. It's gonna make money. My niece, who is, let's see, I guess you call her Gen Z. She's like in her 20s. She could care less about Marvel, but she loves the Guardians of the Galaxy films. She
Yes.
can't wait to see this.
I'm so glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that, other generations are enjoying it because, I'm not quite sure what younger generations are looking forward to. They often kind of are saying it's like, okay, the older generation has the wallets, but, we want other people to kind of also other generations, younger generations to be excited about things too. I think that there's, so much to offer for these films and it can really give them the opportunity to kind of get involved in something that's fun. There isn't anything else as far as I'm concerned, like Guardians of the Galaxy. It's my best friend's favorite Marvel films as well. So, there is that. I know he's looking forward to it. It's going to be a fantastic experience, and there's going to be a lot of smiles as we're walking out of the theater. It's just going to be wonderful. Um, so the next film, Lorena, is a very special film, very dear to me. Um,
Hmm.
and I have to say that part of the appeal, it has sex appeal. And it certainly, I think it has, kind of like the male and the female gaze, but maybe a little bit more female gaze. But I can't help but mention Magic Mike's Last Dance, Lorena. And of course, as far as I'm concerned, what an incredible pair of Selma Hayek here being romanced the way that she's being romanced here. Why not have a little bit of magic in your life with this film? I think it's done very tastefully. And of course, I've seen the trailer. It looks wonderful. Who doesn't want to go to Paris? I mean, I live in the United States. Maybe if you're in Europe, it's not that exciting. But for me, I'm like, yeah, I'll go to Paris. Lorena, are you coming along for the ride with this one?
I'm not sure. I haven't seen the other Magic Mike movies, possibly because I live in Florida and it reminds me of a lot of what goes on in Florida. I am aware of the franchise. Channing Tatum is indeed very, very delicious to look at. This is probably going to be one of those movies that I'm probably going to wait until it comes out on streaming, and then I'll binge all of them.
I think that's a great idea. It would be great to do a watch party of this. I think that this could be something that would be very exciting. I was just happy they threw Selma Hayek into this. I feel like that's almost reinvigorating it a bit. I think it's going to be a fun, tasteful foray into romance. And, I think we need a little bit more of that romance I'm always talking to you
Hmm.
about, seeing a little bit more of that contact between people. And this one looks very intimate. It's certainly not made for children. This is for
Hmm.
adults. I think we're going to have a fun time for those of us who want to see stuff like this. And I'm glad that they went ahead and did this. So I'm super excited for it, as you can tell. And thank you guys for putting up with my thing. You guys know what I'm thinking. I want to switch places with Selma Hayek right now, but um, one of the last ones, actually, this one is a little bit different. And
Hmm.
when I saw it, I thought to myself, wow, I haven't really looked at anything like this before. I don't really know too much about the background of this person. Of course, I'm talking about a particular historical figure,
Hmm.
a man named Chevalier, or that was his name. And I don't know if you'd heard about this film, Lorena, but it's based on the true story of composer Joseph Boulogne Chevalier de Saint-Georges, the illegitimate son of an African slave and a French plantation owner who rises to heights in French society as a composer before an ill-fated love affair. Lorena, oh, love is in the air and it's breaking my heart. What do you think, Lorena?
Wow, if this isn't a piece out of my own history.
Tell us.
I am I am really intrigued by this. As you know, um, my background is Creole, which over like 400 years of like African, European, and Native American mixing in the Americas. Um, a good percentage of my ancestry actually is French. A lot of them who were free, and a lot of them who were in this same position as Chevalier. They were allowed certain privileges because they had French fathers, but a lot of them were not very accepted in French society. They were allowed to be present. They were given certain privileges, but never really seemed to be fully accepted in French society. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens in Louisiana. The gens de couleur who were free. It was a very big deal for the French fathers to send their children to France to be educated and then to return back to Louisiana. So I am very intrigued by this film. I didn't know anything about this particular composer, so this definitely has my attention. So thank you for bringing this actually to my attention. Oh, you got muted. I don't know how.
It is my pleasure to bring it to you guys. You know, I love my independent films, Lorena. I love to see films like this. I like to see there is a bit of romance to this. After all, they talk about a love affair. How could you not be, romanced and serenaded by this man who plays this instrument so well at a time where you were a rock star? If you could master something like this, look at him with this instrument on the side and the
Yes, classic. If you could do that chamber music, musicians were very, very much in demand, very top tier musicians, and the people who you could get audiences with and play, before queens and kings. That was a very, very big deal. It wasn't like there were music schools all over the place. It was no, it was not like that.
Absolutely, Lorena. So those are a good portion of my picks. Lorena, what would you add to the list?
Well, let me see and look down here on my list right now. One that I will add is one that I believe is coming out this weekend, and it is a movie called Plane, Plane. I saw the trailer in the theaters, and it stars Gerard Butler, and I'm forgetting who the other actor is, but I was impressed with his performance. So the gist of the story is Gerard Butler is the plane's captain,
Oh,
and
wow.
apparently a certain prisoner is being brought on board by
Yes.
some US Marshals. And apparently I think they were taking him to jail like for murder, I think, or something like that. It was obviously an extradition process that's going on.
Ooh.
But what happens is this plane goes down in some unnamed, I want to say unnamed African country, and it is a story of survival. And you start to find out that there's more to the story than this gentleman being a prisoner. Things don't quite seem to be the way that they are, but they have to depend on each other in order to survive. So I'm totally down with that. I freaking love Gerard Butler.
Mm.
Like I said, the other gentleman, all I know is he was hot, he was bald. I don't know his name, but I plan to know his name. And his acting was very, very good because during the prisoner transfer, you could tell something is not quite yeah, Mike Coulter is Louis Gaspar. Something is not right.
Right, right.
Something is just completely off. So it's like you're literally rooting for them when they are forced to have to rely on each other because they're somewhere they have no allies. And Gerard Butler is like, I have to be responsible for the people on this plane. So
Oh, I love it. Gerard Butler has not lost any of his appeal. And
mm-mm.
neither has this other gentleman. I don't know how old he is, but he looks good too. I can't wait to see how they survive. This is gonna
Yes. I can't wait. I can't wait. I just want to have fun. This is completely a superficial movie for me. I don't care.
It looks fantastic. So it doesn't feel superficial. I think it has a decent story. It's airline pilot goes badass. Let's see it. Let's bring it on. This is gonna be
Let's
good.
yeah, let's see it. And the fact that you have to depend on someone who you believe has been convicted of something. What's that story going to be like? So I'm interested. I'm intrigued enough. The trailer did its job. The trailer has made me decide to part with my money to see this film.
Well, I'm gonna join you on this one. What else was on your list, Lorena?
All right. One that I have been waiting for so much that I'm going to see the previous three movies and we will be doing watch parties for it. And that is John Wick Chapter 4.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. That is, I want to say, probably my second highest movie that I want to see.
Yes. Yes.
Love Keanu Reeves. I have to see it.
Yeah, I saw the trailer for this and it was unbelievable. I remember sitting in the theater. I'm trying to pull it up, so I'm going as fast as I can. I was just so blown away by it, and it felt so good to see this back, this entire world back again. Keanu Reeves looks amazing. This is going to be a great film. I can't wait to. It looks so good.
It does. It does. I am as an action fan, I am embarrassed that I have not been able to see the previous John Wick films like I planned to, but I plan to rectify that in time for this one when it comes out.
Yeah, of course. And you know something? That's fine that you haven't seen them. I have a feeling that maybe you and I will be seeing them somewhere online.
Yes, we will.
Completely fine. Not everybody that, and it's okay. Like, we can't see everything. This is just, it's impossible to see everything. You see things when you can, and we're going to enjoy it regardless. Keanu,
Yeah.
he's still shining. It's just wonderful to see him in his glory here. And just, it's
Hmm.
great to see him. I just adore him.
He
Um,
still got it.
Absolutely. Uh, did you have another film that you?
Yeah, actually I have two.
Yes.
So, one got to the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Yes.
Super
Oh
Mario
my
movie.
gosh.
There
Yes.
is so much voice talent. Again, another trailer that I saw in the theaters. Jack Black as Bowser is dead on.
Yes.
Keegan Michael Key as Toad is hilarious, and it's this movie is going to make a crap ton of money, and I'm probably going to see it 3 times in IMAX. So
Absolutely.
definitely,
This is going to be the film that's going to be another huge blockbuster as far as I'm
yes.
concerned, and it's appropriate for everyone. It
Hmm.
looks really sweet. I love how everything kind of looks like candy. I mean, I know it's not candy, but everything looks like candy. I want to just start munching on like a mushroom there, or one of those lollipops or something.
Hmm.
And everybody's played this game one time in their life. This is a
Oh
right
yeah.
message. And Lorena, tell us, isn't there a Super Mario World as well? Um,
Yes, there is currently a Super Nintendo World in Universal Studios Japan. There is one that will be opening in Universal Studios Hollywood. And it's actually supposed to be open. It's opening actually, I think the pass holder previews next month.
yes.
That's when I think it's happening. I believe it's next month. And it is also coming to Epic Universe in Orlando in 2025.
And, I think it's so exciting. It's about time. We know that this is going to be at the parks is going to be highly successful, and people are going to be waiting in
Hmm.
line to get into. And this is probably just one of many films they have slated for people to watch. I could see them having 5 films. There's so many stories to tell about this. I think it's going to be adorable and fun, and just a good watch. Something that we've all been waiting for. Bring the family to this. You can bring anybody to this. It's going to be a great time, Lorena. And we
Hmm.
need films like this for sure.
This is
Um,
this is gonna be fun. It's got all the sound effects from the games. That's the other thing too. You hear the sound effects when he goes, in the pipe, when he hits the brick, you
do,
know,
do,
all
do,
yes,
do.
and the theme music.
I can't sing it because we'll get
Yeah, because we'll get flagged. But suffice it to say, and I believe that's one of the things that will make this movie so successful is when you're watching it, you feel like you're in the game because you get all the sound effects that are in the game.
Absolutely. I've been to EDM events where they'll play that song, or some of the songs from that particular video game. People are listening to it like, these video game soundtracks, they're incredibly important. I love it. And I think it's going to be so much fun to see this film and where it
Mhm.
goes. I'm looking forward to it. It's such a great film coming up. I'm going to take my mom. She won't have a choice. Um, she says, "What are we seeing?" And I'll say, "We're seeing the Super Mario Brothers movie." And she'll go, "Okay." So she has no choice. I can't wait to see this as well. Lorena, you have one more.
One more, and this is another franchise that I am going to have to catch up on. I had issues with how the first installment ended for nostalgic reasons. So, the movie that I have on my list is Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol Part 1.
Yes, yes, yes. Who could forget the year that Tom Cruise has been having? It's unmatched. Let me just,
Absolutely, absolutely. I am so into seeing it. Again, another trailer that I saw in the theater. The action is crazy. Um, I just love action movies, and I'm glad there's so many of them that are coming out.
Absolutely. Here it is. I see it here. Sorry, it took me so long to pull this up. Every time I type it in, I get like a bazillion things. Here we go. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. Wow, this looks incredible.
Yeah. Oh man, I said Ghost Protocol. I'm sorry. Yeah, Dead Reckoning.
Okay. No,
The
it's
new one that's coming out.
all good. All good. I hope I'm right. Let's at least that's what appears to say to me, guys. Yeah, it says, but it doesn't matter. It's Mission Impossible. This is going to be incredible. I
Mhm.
can't wait to see this.
It's gonna
This
be
is
freaking awesome.
yeah, it's going to be incredible.
Like
Here
I
we
said, I didn't like what they did with Ethan Hunt in like the first movie, so I kind of dropped out of the franchise. But what I've been hearing about the subsequent installments, and again, the trailer that I saw in the theater, again, another trailer that does its job. But then again, this is Skydance we have doing
Oh, I
this.
love
Yes.
Skydance.
Yes, Skydance, in case people don't know, that's the production company that's part owned by Tom Cruise.
Yes.
The
Yes.
trailer's freaking amazing.
Oh,
So,
I can't
I'm
wait.
looking forward to just having the craziest ride, getting a flashback of, like, those amazing '80s action movies that you just saw, and I'm hoping that it's gonna be the case with this, but I'm pretty sure it will be.
It's gonna be fantastic, and, Tom Cruise can do no wrong. I'm looking forward to this myself. I think it's gonna be a crowd pleaser, Lorena, where people will be talking about it for a long time. Certainly a fantastic pick, and another one that comes out in July, which will be another movie blockbuster.
Mhm,
I think people will just show up to it because they know Tom Cruise is in it. He's another one of those actors that draws bank when he shows up in a film.
mhm,
So, absolutely, this is going to be incredible. I can't wait.
mhm.
Oh, and Bon Necron, hello, thank you so much for the $5 super chat, Bon Necron. That's so generous of you, Lorraine, and I appreciate it so much.
Yes, thank
Um,
you.
Bon Necron says Tom Cruise may be the last movie star. Oh boy,
I agree.
maybe Lorena, he was one of the first artists to go around the world and promote things at the international film festivals at a time in the 80s when many Americans, not all, but many of them didn't do things like that.
Mhm.
Bon Necron, you make a very good point, and we so appreciate your generosity.
Yes, thank you very much.
And Lorena, now that we are, and we don't have enough time to do all this stuff, but I'm
Nah.
going to mention I knew we didn't have enough time. I don't know what I was thinking. I did want to mention, obviously, a show that I can't stop thinking about because I see this little kid in my dreams, Lorena. He's
Really?
little and he's green. And yes,
He green, does he like to play with the little silver
yes.
gear? Yeah, 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 I can't wait to see this little booger.
Oh, look at him. He's looking around. He's a little sweetheart, isn't he? I love him so much. Hi, Grogu. Yes,
So
guys,
freaking cute.
Mandalorian season 3. This is gonna be fantastic. And I hope we get some hardcore Mandalorian action. I want to see Mandalorian spider
Yeah.
flying around. I want to see stuff. I want to see Bo-Katan kind of like be a true strategist. I know she's a little questionable turning on her sister like she did, but it doesn't matter. Let's go ahead and see some true story. And I actually want to see Din Djarin not be so in the dark about things all the time. Lorraine, he doesn't know anything. Gosh, this must be so hard for him.
Oh, God, it has to be. I just really hope that season 3 has much tighter show running than season 2, because I almost dropped out of season 2 because the beginning started not like a season premiere should start, and it was so uneven, and it seemed like halfway through the season, boom, it's like they hit the gas and everything started running okay. So I am hoping this season is tight from beginning to end, and hope we get to see a lot of Mandalorian action, a lot of Bo-Katan because I love Bo-Katan. I would really like it if Rosario Dawson appeared because I'm a Rosario Dawson fan, so I'd like her showing up as Ahsoka and see exactly just how further advanced Grogu's force powers are. Is he going to use it to steal snacks, or what is he going to do?
Because they're talking to him about political stuff, and he's like, I'm kind of hungry right now. I don't
Need
really
a
care
snack.
about what's going on. And then, like about the only thing he's aware of, like they'll be on the ship and they're like, we have to dump cargo. Oh, well, let's dump the food. He'd be like, what? Like, you're gonna what? No, you can't do that. Yeah,
Mm-mm.
I hope we get more animated series of the little guy too. I just like to see him happy. He brings so much joy around, guys. So thanks for putting up with that. The other thing I was going to mention is you and I are going to be doing a watch party on Positive Fandom for this show. It starts on Sunday, guys, and there's a lot of chatter about it, some good, some bad. But guys, I can't pass on this series. This is one of my favorite video games. It's The Last of Us, Lorena. I am so excited for this.
I'm interested in it in that I did not play the video games at all. I love Pedro Pascal in Narcos. I absolutely freaking loved him in Narcos. So I was kind of disappointed, not really getting to see his face that much in the Mandalorian. So it's going to be interesting seeing how this show is as compared to the video game. It's going to be interesting. Are they going to have enough of a story to tell? So this doesn't end up like that god awful Resident Evil show on Netflix where I didn't play Resident Evil, but I had enough friends who played Resident Evil. And then when I saw that show, I said, what the heck is this? So I really hope that they did not make the same mistake with this.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%, Lorena. This could go south very fast. Hopefully, they didn't make the same mistake. They kept it as gritty, and it is going to be a very adult film. It is on HBO Max, so hopefully, we're going to find out on Sunday how hardcore this will be. The thing I'm most excited about, kind of like what you said about Super Mario, Lorena, they're going to use the same composer who worked on the video games to do the music for the television show. So it's going to have that Last of Us sound and feel to it. I can't wait for that. I was so excited when I heard about this. I should know the gentleman's name, but he's an incredible South American composer that made the game so amazing for so many of us who played it. So I am happy for that. Oh boy, we're running it close. I want to talk about, of course, a video game you and I are so eager and so excited to be playing. And that, of course, is Hogwarts Legacy, Lorraine.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I have this pre-ordered already for my PC. I get access to it January 7th. February. I wish it was January 7th. I get access to it February 7th. This is an open world Harry Potter game. And I would say if you can't get to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter as regularly as I do, this is the next best thing. The gameplay. Have you seen the gameplay video?
I've actually not been watching it because I want to be surprised. But Lorena, if it's anything as good as what we've gotten in the past, this is going to probably blow it away. I've always wanted to have an open world Harry Potter game, Lorena, because I got to get back on those grounds and start exploring again.
Absolutely, absolutely. Get to, try your hand at potions.
Yes.
Try to have different spell duels. There's even this area, I believe it's called a vivarium or something like that. So you can take your magical creature there for exercise, like a dog park, kind of. So you have your own magical creature and you have to take it there for exercise, every day, exploring the halls in Hogwarts, exploring the dark forest. I mean, to be able to do all of these things that we've only seen in the movies and read about. Now there's been Harry Potter games. Let's say one of my favorite games is the Lego Harry Potter. That's just fun. I like playing that. But this is just with the graphics and the immersion, it just looks amazing. And I'm probably going to wind up buying 2 copies. I'm probably going to wind up buying one for my PS4 because it drops for the PS5 and the PC December 10th. You get early access on the February 10th. You get access February 7th early if you get it on the PS5 or the PC. For this, I think the Switch is in June. The PS4 and Xbox, I believe, is in April. But the sales are off. Sales are through the roof.
Yeah, I heard it's like astronomical. Video game sales are back. Also, Von Necron 444 has been a member for 1 month, member for 1 month, a PGS hero who says, I'm so torn on The Last of Us. Pedro is a great actor, but after what The Last of Us 2 did, I don't know if I can support it. Yeah, this is a lot of people are wondering about The Last of Us Part 2 and how that's going to affect things. So a lot of people feel that way. Bon Necron 444, thank you for supporting the channel, being a member. And thank you, Lorena, for putting it there so I could see it.
Oh, no worries. People do that for me.
And the last game, gosh, I can't believe how fast this hour is gone. The last game that I want to mention is something that many of us here, I guess if you are fans of us, it is a Star Wars game. So I apologize if you're not a Star Wars fan, but it has to do with a game called, it's actually about the Jedi Fallen Order games sequel. It's a game called Jedi Survivor, Star Wars Jedi Survivor. I'm difficulty saying. Cal Kestis returns. Previously, he was not a full-fledged Jedi, but now he's come back and he's badass, like you can tell by his face. He's like, yeah, bring it, like, but, this is so exciting, Lorena. We've been waiting for the sequel to this. There were parts of some of Andor that reminded me of Jedi Fallen Order, which I think they've been doing. They've been kind of tying in a lot of different things, either from the video games to some of the animated series to some of the television shows into together. I mean, it's just been such a great ride with this game, and there's a lot of anticipation for this. So that is the last one. Lorena, before we go, anything you want to mention that I have not mentioned that you?
Yes. So for video games, there's actually 2 that I want to mention. One, The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom, that is coming out for the Switch. So that is one that I'm definitely looking forward to. That is exclusively for the Nintendo Switch. I'm getting back into gaming, so I can't remember the last time I played a Zelda game. So I'm very much looking forward to this particular game. There's so much chatter about it. People excited that there's a new Zelda game that's coming up. Yep. So this is it. I don't think I've played any character from Zelda since Super Smash Brothers.
Well, I haven't played Zelda since I had my Nintendo 64, and everybody knows how long that was. But still, I played it, and it took me a while to figure out there was a hidden area. That took about a month. And my brother's like, hey, you have to go in there. I'm like, but there's nothing there. And he's like, you don't understand. There's hidden things. I'm like, oh, okay. So there was a lot of exploring and realization in that Nintendo 64, Lorena, that pretty much changed my life, because that was the one that had Zelda, but it also had Mario Brothers, right?
Yes.
So there were many hours on that, and Duck Hunt, which unfortunately never had a sequel, I think. But Lorena, this game is like the never say quit game. And everybody is just enjoying it. It's wonderful that this game is still going. Tears of the Kingdom, Lorena.
Yes.
It sounds absolutely wonderful. It's exciting, really. So exciting to be into gaming right now. This year is just unbelievable. What else did you have on your list, Lorena?
Other one I have on my list, it's yet another incarnation of an amazing video game franchise, and that is Street Fighter 6.
Oh my God.
I love fighting games. I love Street Fighter. I was playing the Street Fighter games because I rage quit Tekken, because dang it, that game is hard. Love Street Fighter, love my girl Chun Li. So I always have to play as Chun Li every time I play Street Fighter. So I'm excited that Street Fighter 6 is coming out. It's going to be available on the PC, it's going to be available on the Xbox, it's going to be available on the PS5 and the PS4.
Oh, wow. So it's on everything. You can play it on practically any platform, which is nice that they're doing that so we can, hit the ground running, so to speak. Sorry
Mm-hmm.
about the address. Sorry, guys. Oh, darn it. I knew that was going to happen if I pressed that button. But yes, Street Fighter 6, it says, was reeled back in February 2022. Fans of the iconic game are amped and ready to kick off another round of hard-hitting combat
Mm-hmm.
action. Oh, this looks amazing. My advertisement stuff is there. Look at this.
It's
Oh
cool.
man.
Oh my God, I can't wait. I have, like I said, I've been out of doing gaming for the longest time. So I'm excited when the games that I used to play back in the day, now they're just like on steroids, and I just
Look at
cannot wait.
that. That looks incredible.
Cannot wait.
It's going to be so good. There has been a lot of chatter about this as well, Lorena. I've seen a lot of people talk about it with so much enthusiasm. They are so excited to see that. Yes. Oh my gosh. What a great time to be a gamer, Lorena. What a great time. Um,
Absolutely.
Before we go, Lorena, anything else you want to mention that you would like to, that you're looking forward to 2023? Anything?
I'm just looking forward to going back to the theater to see stuff that I want to see. I mean, I have a top-notch home theater. But I'm ready to actually go and experience the movies in the theater, and a movie slate where I'm excited about going, and there's more movies that I want to see than I did. And this 2023 actually seems like the theaters are back to normal. So I'm looking forward to that.
It does feel that way, and I'm excited for that as well. This is going to be an incredible year. I did want to mention, Lorena, that you and I are going to be watching the Golden Globes live tomorrow night on my channel, Positive Fandom,
Yes, we
at
are.
7 p.m. We are going to be looking at the show before the show, which means all the fashions. And then, of course, the Golden Globes Awards itself. The Cinemike will be joining us as well. So please do tune in for that. Lorena, where can people find you?
Well, you can find me on Twitter, causing all kinds of havoc. You can find me on Instagram. And of course, you can find me on YouTube for various live streams, videos, some with myself, a lot with myself, and as well. So please do come and check out my channel, especially on Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern, because I will be having a celebration for reaching 4K subs. And thanks so much to all of you out there helping me reach that milestone. I sure do appreciate it. So come on out and party. We're just going to have some fun.
Absolutely. Congratulations, Lorena.
Thank
And thank you so
you.
much for joining us. It's always such a pleasure to have you here. We have such a great time. There's so much more we didn't get a chance to talk about for 2023, guys. But if the year continues like this is going to be one of those, as far as I'm concerned, record years for the most amazing things coming out. And we kind of need this now. I really am happy to see things kind of feels like things are turning around, Lorena,
Mhm.
for the better. I'm so happy for it. And, thank you everybody here. Please subscribe to
Yes.
Lorena Creole's channel and please subscribe to my channel. Guys, I so appreciate you all out there, no matter where you are in the galaxy. Always do. Please remember to be kind. Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.